Friends, welcome back to the marathon series of videos. We have seen a lot of things in this series, but this particular video, I bring to you one expert, Shyam Latha. I will say is beyond an expert, and if you're looking at this credentials that he has, a lot of marathons that he has done, if you have a look, it's quite impressive. So he's going to share with you firsthand how he began his journey and how he has reached to this level. Hope this inspires your marathon story as well. With that intent, we are going to share this video with you. So, over to Shyam.
Friends, this is Shyam here, and I'm here to talk about marathon running. As Sachin would have already told you, that this is a culminating session for marathon running episode. Well, I have been running marathon since 2004, the first edition of Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon. Well, that was the time I had indulged into that activity, not knowing what I'm getting into. But myself and an army officer friend both decided, after seeing that ad, that what is this half marathon and full marathon? Let us just go and participate. And we did exactly that. But trust me, 3 days after that, we were still cramping and trying to crawl, even unable to walk properly. That was the first experience of my half marathon in 2004. Well, came 2005. And second year, when the ad came out, I asked my army officer friend again, shall we indulge into it? And he said, you haven't had the bad experience last year that you want to do it this year without training? I didn't listen to him, and I went and enrolled into that and participated. And then there was no looking back. Year after year till 2010, each year I participated just like a ritual every year in that half marathon in Standard Chartered. 2011 came in, and I thought the crowd was just getting too much in half marathon. And I experimented the full marathon without too much of training. And I finished that in a decent time. What I'm trying to emphasize, my friend, I learned it the hard way, but I don't want you to do that. So marathon running is all about a major discipline in life, not just your physical strength, but your mental strength as well. You may be able to finish a marathon somehow, but the fact remains, did you have a good experience after finishing it? That is what really counts. That is what is important. So when you start a training for half marathon, see what is the distance you can easily achieve, whether it's 2 km, 5 km, 8 km or 10 km, and gradually keep increasing that distance with a walk jog formula. A time will come in some time that you will see that you have attained something like a 12, 15 and even half marathon. For a half marathon, you essentially need to practice up to 15 to 17 kilometers 2 or 3 times prior to the event. And then you're good to go in for that day. But pre and post stretching for a half marathon is very important. You must keep in mind. Next stage comes when you graduate to a full marathon. Well, that's a tough and dangerous zone, because if you're not trained well, do not indulge into that. I repeat, do not indulge into a full marathon without training. So you need at least a good 6 months of training before you really go and attempt a full marathon. And how do you train? You start doing long runs week after week. At least 2 or 3 runs in 30s and 35 kilometers a must prior to attempting a 42-kilometer run in marathon. And of course, with that, cross training and your leg strengthening are also very important. Well, if you're adventurous enough, you want to escalate to an ultra marathon distance, then you're looking at something really adventurous and challenging. And that's when comes something like a run which is over and above 42 kilometers. So start with a 50-kilometer run initially. Try to attempt that by training quite a bit. Here, what you need to remember, my friend, is your speed is really irrelevant. What is important is that you have to focus on distances. But there are some challenges in the world which for the 7th consecutive year I attempted this year, something like a Comrades Marathon, where you need both speed and distance. You have to train in terms of hills, because that's a hilly terrain where you run in South Africa for a 90-kilometer race. And you also have to train with distances. So at least 60 to 65 kilometer you need to cover twice or thrice before you attempt a 90-kilometer hill race in the ultimate human race they call Comrades Marathon. One of the world's toughest ever ultra marathon. So friends, slowly start getting into that mode and see to it that you gradually proceed towards it. And don't just keep running every day. Run at least 3 or 4 or 5 days in a week. But with that, do a lot of cross training, something like a cycling, swimming, and some gym workout is important in terms of leg strength. If you're doing this, I don't find a reason or an excuse why you shouldn't be able to do marathon running. So I wish you all the best for your running. Do very well and plunge into this activity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shyam, for sharing such a wonderful experience. I'm sure it is an inspiration to many folks out there, and this provides a perfect culmination of the marathon series for now, till we meet again. Friends, do subscribe to this channel so that you keep on seeing good videos which are specifically made for you, and you should not miss upon them. So once again, thank you very much, Shyam. It was awesome to hear from you. And thanks friends for listening it out.